Here's how we have structured our files so far. Now, the first thing we want to do to improve this structure is to move all of these files inside of a new folder called Store. Why? Well, as I told you before, Redux is all about state management. Our state management code should be completely isolated from our UI code because these are two completely different concerns. It's like two different sections in a supermarket. The fruit section should only contain fruits and not cleaning products, right? So we should separate our UI or presentation code from our state management code. That's why we need to move all of our Redux code inside of a separate folder. I like to call it Store, but you can call it anything you want. But don't call it Redux, because you should not use the name of the tools you use as artifacts in your projects. You should name your artifacts based on the role in your application. Now, currently we only have a few actions and a single reducer, but as you can imagine, in a large application, we might have tens or hundreds of actions. So these files are going to grow out of control pretty soon. So the second thing we want to do to improve the structure of this project is to group these files by feature folders. So we want to break down our application into a bunch of small subdomains or bounded contexts. Each subdomain should contain its own actions, action types, and reducer. For example, in our bug tracking application, we can have an auth domain, which is all about authentication and authorization. So actions such as login, logout, and change password should be implemented here. We can have another domain for managing the list of bugs, as well as a domain for managing the list of projects. So this structure makes our code more maintainable. Now, a common issue with Redux is that every time we want to support a new action, we have to touch three different files. First, we have to define a constant in action types. Then we need to create an action creator. And next, we need to update a reducer or create a new reducer. So some people prefer to merge these files into a single file. With this approach, we don't have to constantly jump back and forth between different files. If you want to make any changes in the authentication domain, we simply modify auth.js. This is called the Dux pattern. But why Dux? Well, that is the last syllable of Redux. So a duck is essentially a bundle of action types, actions, and the reducer for a specific domain. So with the Dux pattern, we don't need these two folders. We can replace them with two files. I personally find this structure a lot more maintainable.